I've been fired from a lot of places. I've been fired from so many places.
I went into the class one day, real bullets, like real bullets.
Kill me.
Hello and welcome to the Work Hates Podcast. I'm Bron Lewis. This is Breddy Blake. Everyone has a nightmare work story, whether it is a shitty boss, an awful workplace, or an insufferable colleague. And if you've had none of those things, chances are you're the problem.
You are the problem. Today
Correct.
we are joined by comedian, actress, and personality Bron Lewis. Oh my God, is that you in sunny Perth? Woo!
It is. I am in Perth. And gosh, it is. The weather here is so nice. I know you grew up here, so you must really struggle with Melbourne's weather, because I grew up in most of my life in Canberra, where the weather is, it's pretty, but it's freezing in winter. But you've just got this, Perth is stunning all of the time.
Perth is stunning all the time, but it feels like, you know, that opening scene from like Terminator or Terminator 2, and they're just holding onto the fence and that big fucking fireball just comes through.
Yes.
It's so fucking hot, dude. You always feel like if someone drops a cigarette butt, the whole of Western Australia is going to be on fire within 2 minutes. And it's dry as fuck.
Last time I was here, last year, it was sweltering to the point where I was like, we're too close. This is too close to the sun. We're on the sun, guys. And how are we surviving? But this time it's actually been it's lovely. It's really nice. What I will say about Perth is that the seedy undercurrent it's so prominent, and it feels like it gets more and more prominent each time I come. There are so many homeless people here, and I'm not making fun of them at all, by the way.
No.
But at night time, it's and this isn't the homeless people that necessarily are scary. It's the vibe in Perth is scary, because there's a lot of unhomed people, and there's a lot of desperate people, and there's a lot of drug affected people, and there's also a lot of bogans with money who are on ice and coke, and so much bro culture just floating about. And to walk through just even like a busy part, you're like, I'm going to die.
Perth is full on, and then add 40-degree days and dehydration into the mix or whatever. But the first time Perth Fringe kicked off, and like, I love Perth. I love Western Australia. I don't like Perth CBD. It's a bit of a shithole, whatever. I'm not shitting on Perth. I'm shitting on Perth, not Western Australia. Yeah. I love WA. But Perth CBD, I was telling all the Melbourne comics, I was like, hey man, it's got a bit of a bite to it as well. So just prepare. And they were like, what the fuck is this CBD? I was like, dude, it's not like Melbourne CBD. It's people in WA very rarely go to Perth CBD, maybe to a nightclub once, fucking Blue Moon. But that place is fucking, it's like the fucking Walking Dead. There's just so many lost souls and crazy people, and not shitting on them. They probably had a tough time, but you know what I mean? Like, it's fucking crazy.
And it doesn't feel like it's a bustling like metropolis. When you say people don't go into the city, I can see why, and I can see that they don't, because you're kind of walking around and you're like, where is everyone? You'd think that Perth, being the biggest city in half of our country, you'd be like, you'd think they'd just be heaving, but it's not. And I can see why people don't want to go in there, because it's scary. And I'm saying this open. I did a show last night, and I went and did a spot afterwards. Started both by saying, like, it's pretty scary on your street, and they're all like laughing and laughing. They're like, yes, it's so dangerous out there. I'm like, it shouldn't have to be, because this feels like a problem you guys need to fix. It's terrifying.
Dude, 100%. I feel for you, because also it's like the Perth, like, we got high street shopping in the CBD, but high street shopping here works in Melbourne because everyone's out. But in Perth, it's 50 fucking degrees. No one wants high street shopping. Everyone goes to a Westfields. Yeah. They want a big air-conditioned fucking, they want a dome, a dusk. They want everything there because it's so fucking hot. You want a Hoyt cinema. You want it all in one mix. And then, like, you want to go to a place and then you want to fucking leave. People don't like, no one's like, let's just go hang out. What do you reckon? You know, like, here you go to this, let's go to the city and see what happens. Perth, you go to the city for a reason, or what happens is you get knocked the fuck out.
Totally. Like, I'm scared to be a woman on the streets. I'm like, I feel really unsafe. But also, it would be scary for blokes as well, because imagine the amount of coward punches here would be phenomenal. I had a homeless guy yelled out to me. But at the same time, and this is an example of this, at the same time, like, it feels scary, but everyone's so nice. Like, people are...
Yes, best people.
So many nice people, but also you just don't know whether you're coming or going. I just don't know if I'm Arthur or Martha here. Like, a homeless man was crossing the road yesterday, and he stopped in his tracks. And he turned around and he said, "Oi, why don't you sit on my face?" And I went, "A big what?" And I just kind of just kept like smiled. Didn't want to anger him because he yelled it so loudly.
I didn't want to let him down,
and
so I just jumped on.
I knew I hurt his feelings. It was such a beautiful invitation.
You've had a rough life, darling. Come here.
Oh, he said in his next breath, he said, "Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Have a nice day, love." And I was like, "Thank you." What the hell just happened? Like, was he like?
I'll tell you what just happened. Perth got woke in that one moment. Perth is now the most progressive place in the world. Yeah. Actually, I shouldn't have said that, sweetheart. I shouldn't have called you sweetheart. What are your pronouns?
Yeah. My Uber driver dropped me at the airport. Yeah, I'm sorry, from the airport to my hotel yesterday. When I arrived there, he went, "Oh, I know this hotel. This is where all the FIFO officer workers bring their prostitutes." And I was like, "Oh, okay." And then I was like, "I gotta help." He can't say it. Like, it's be dropping people off here all the time. So I was like, I'll just help him out. I said, "Oh, I wanted to say they don't call them that anymore. Like, sex." I was trying to teach him, like, just use the term sex worker. That's just maybe easy.
By the way,
he wasn't.
You teaching a cabbie in Perth about etiquette? Fuck, dude, that's the craziest. I'm lucky they didn't say this is where we normally drop off all the sluts. Who love to be rimmed.
He didn't seem like he had a bad bone in his body, so I knew he wasn't trying. So I was like, I'll just help him out. I said, "Oh, I wanted to say they don't call them that anymore," but I stumbled because I was tired, and I said, "They don't call us that anymore." And he would
and he goes, "Fucking hell."
He said, "I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be disrespectful." I know, because I didn't want to be like, "Oh, no, not me." But I had to be, I just said, "That's okay." No worries.
Mate, we've had Carly Electric on twice and you've been bloody inspired. You know what I mean? Bron Lewis is doing the laydown tour.
She makes so much money. It would be, if someone touched me though, especially in Perth, no offense, Perth, if someone touched me in Perth, I'd just drop dead. Well,
like you say that, Bron, but I mean, the viewers can't see this, but Bron's got like gold teeth now. She's got a big fur coat on. Either, are you a pimp now or what are you doing? You went to the hotel, you saw an opportunity?
Yes. There were so many girls coming and going. I thought, well, I don't want the blokes to touch me, but I will take a fraction of their income.
I will be a manager.
An entrepreneur, yeah.
I will be a manager.
Entrepreneur will do that.
I'll take 30% of their thing, plus charge them room rental, plus charge them advertising. Yep. Hang on a sec, I've heard this business model before.
The hotel that I was staying at, though, it's across the road from like an adult shop. You'd know it. It's near Brass Monkey. It's at the Hilton. Doubletree. Yeah. So last time I stayed there, I remember Andrew Hamilton, we've had him on the podcast before, a Sydney comedian who comes to Perth a lot. He said, "Oh, you're staying at the prostitute hotel." And I was like, "Okay, am I?" And then this time when I came back through, that's what the Uber driver said to me. "Oh, this is where all the prostitutes." I was like, okay.
Sorry, just to confirm, it was the Hilton across the road from the... I'm just writing this down.
Yeah, the Hilton.
And what room did you see? Like a lot of activity, like just putting it out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I didn't see nothing. I haven't seen anything good yet. I haven't seen anything cool. But when I sat down in the hotel, I was already kind of reeling from telling my Uber driver that I was a sex worker. And then when I sat down, I got to the hotel. She was like, "Your room's not available." I was like, "Okay, no worries." You're trying, when that happens, it's so annoying because after a really long flight, you're like, "Surely there's one room."
Yes.
Surely you've got one. If you just like looked a little harder, you'd find one.
100%.
You just like the room that I was booked in for is not available. I appreciate that.
And then you always go in and you see 90 empty rooms. You're like, any one of these could have worked for me. Yeah.
Oh, totally. Exactly. She was like, "There's no check-in's 3 p.m." And I was like, "I understand you have rules, but I just flew here from. It's been quite a long. So it was a really awful long flight. And I just anyway, I've got to get ready for a show tonight. I haven't done it before. I'm feeling a little bit anxious about that. And she said, "No, you have to sit down, and we'll let you know." And I was like, "Okay, we're going to be waiting here for 4 hours." Anyway, I sat down, and this man came and sat near me. And he said, "Enjoy your stay at the hotel." And I said, "Thank you." And then he said, "Do you like red wine?" And I was like, "No, I don't drink." And he goes, and he said, "Oh, I'd like to give you a bottle of red wine, please." I was like, fucking hell, is everyone mental here? I said, "Oh, okay."
By the way, I wish this was my day.
Yeah.
Free wine. And someone thinks I'm hot enough to fuck. Hell yeah, dude. And charge for it. Hell yeah, nice. 2 compliments in a row.
I was doing really well yesterday, actually.
Killing it.
And then a guy asked me to sit on his face. Pretty good, actually. Not bad.
Oh, yeah.
And then he gave me this wine, and I said, "Okay." And he said, "My wife would have really liked that wine." I said, "Oh, you can take it to her." And he said, "She's not here to drink it." And he just left it like, I was like, has she left him? And he said, and then he started like getting quite teary, and he said, "I miss her every day." And I was like, yeah. Again,
Dude.
It's not clear. Is she dead? Is she like, come on, mate, like give me some deep, like if you're going to talk to me about this, let's get into it. How'd she go? She leave you, mate? What do you, anyway, he was like, "Oh, I'm from Thailand, and I visit here, and I've got quite a bit of money." And I was like, "Fuck, why are you sitting here?" Like I said, is your room not ready either? I could just cut him off. "Is your room not ready?" And he said, no, I'm just waiting for my Uber." I said, "You can wait out the front. There's heaps of space out there." I was like, fuck off, mate. The bottle of wine, which I still had to hold for ages. It was nice of him to give it to me. I still don't know why when I said I don't know.
No. He's grabbing that red wine off you. You just got played by a guy who's a fucking root rat. He's just hanging around lobbies. He's got a bottle of red, like, blah, blah, my wife died. And my favorite thing we used to do together was suck my dick. So if we could relive that moment right now, that'd be sick.
He thought that I was a sex worker, didn't he?
First of all, yes. Second of all, he also wanted you to be like a sugar mama or sugar baby or some shit where he like financially supports you or whatever the fuck. What an absolute... Who is this wild cunt hanging out Hilton 11 a.m. going, "You know what I need? A bit of pussy right now." And I'm going to just go up to random people who happen to be on the TV and podcast and create excellent content for us. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, but I looked dreadful. I'd had the night before. That's why I said I don't drink anymore, because the night before I did have a bunch of wines. My sister came to town. Hamish was there. It was we drank a bunch of wine and sang heaps of songs around the piano. It was really fun.
Ching, and that's the sound of Brett making $500.
You did make $500. You can definitely ask me for it in front of my kids. I dare you. And then
you're going to use them as like bait and be like, "Look at them, they're starving." I'm like, they're not starving, dude. They got more toys than fucking Toys R Us. They're fine. I'm taking 500 large from your mum.
Yeah, I'll say, "Sorry, kids, you can't. No school shoes for you this year. Brett needs my money."
Yeah, fuck. And you know I'm a soft touch. I'll be like, "God damn it."
No, but you won it fair and square. You went further.
No. I also just remember we did have. I'm going to give you a pass because we said our birthday weekends we were allowed to drink, and it was technically when it was my birthday weekend on the weekend and I had a few beers. That was my hall pass. So I'm going to give you the same hall pass as well.
Wow, that is very kind, very generous. You did not have to do that. Was this when you were in Tassie?
Yeah, because I was like, we agreed that the rule was, like, hey, birthday weekends. I mean, I don't specify mine. I think I messaged you. But I was like, dude, I'm at Red Bull Hardline. I want to have a few beers with my mate. I had a few beers on the Sunday. I think I messaged you. But it was so funny to have because I did the show on, I think it was Saturday, or because Saturday was a race day. I was like, oh, fuck, I'll have a few, it was weekend. I'm going to have a couple of beers. Fuck it. If I'm going to break it, I'll break it. And I had one beer at the show, and one of our fans took a photo of me holding the beer. And I was like papped me or whatever. And she's like, I'm sending that to Bron. And I was like,
cheeky.
You can. And you can also tell her that she owes me $500 because I beat her. And I was like, as if I would hide it from you as well. I'd tell you everything. I'd be like, dude, I cracked or whatever. Who cares,
Yeah. It was very ambitious for us to do this. But she never sent it to me. She must have felt bad when you...
But you still got like something crazy. You did like 50 days or something because you started before me. You must have got a big number.
No, I can't even remember what the number was. But I didn't. I have definitely done better than that. Well, and I found this one really hard. I found it easy. I don't know what the fuck's wrong with me. I don't know why I broke it. I'm so annoyed I broke it because I got excited by it. Though.
Yeah, I am.
I found it really hard because I had to think of a show, and that made me stressed because I was like, yeah, it was stressful because I can't work out a show just sitting down. I have to work it out on stage. And so I have to, this Perth, the show's going to be so good by the end of Perth because every night I'm doing it, some days twice. So it's going to be fine by then. But the lead up to it, it just feels like, a few nights before a big running race and you can't do anything but wait. You're like, I can't do anything about this race. There's going to be no progress until I'm running. So that was a bit stressful for me. And so in order for me to disengage, I was like, I'd love a few wines right now. So yes, I broke. I was not good at it at all. And,
no, but dude, you can't be hard on yourself as well. You fucking you did a big gap to start with. And yeah, a year's hard. And we didn't say we're going to 100% make it. We're just trying together to do this thing. So it doesn't really fucking matter. But we got through a big chunk, and then I don't have the stress. I probably would have caved well before you, because if you have the stress of writing a show so fucking stressful, working out a show, like that January, you're like, I just need a beer to switch this fucking brain off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't have those equations, so I'm very lucky. But I went to an open mic last weekend. I was like, dude, I need a fucking beer before I get on. It was just there. But I think I did up to 40 days, and then I had
it's awesome.
My birthday weekend, and then I'm back off it, and I'm going to try and make it to your birthday in July.
Yay. Let's do it.
Which hopefully I can, because I've got
I feel good.
Yeah, dude, I felt so good for that 30 days because what fucking changed my mindset was because it was such a big number saying, hey, a full year without beers. It wasn't like, hey, do a month and then day 22, you're like, this is close enough. It's like I was so far away from the finish line that it wasn't even a thought.
Oh, that's so good.
I was stoned every night, by the way. So.
Oh yeah, as long as you've got some escape. We can't be trusted with our thoughts. They're not good. I don't want them.
I'm avoiding being present at people are like, dude, you got to be more mindful and present. I'm like, whatever the opposite of that is, I want to be in space thinking of nothing. I was watching this Netflix thing on these cave divers, those 2 cave divers that saved those Thai boys in the cave tunnels. By the way.
Yes.
There's an awesome documentary on them. I think it's Netflix or Prime. If you want to fucking cry for fucking 45 minutes, watch it. It's called Cave or Diver or I don't know. There's a doco at the moment on Netflix about him. It's called Deep. It's about technical nerd shit. The Thai doco itself is fucking incredible. But I watched this of them cave diving down to 200 meters, and they're like, there's no light, there's no sound. And because you're so knocked out, your brain just kind of switches off. It's really hard to think. And I was like, I should live down there. That sounds fun. No one can talk to me. I can't be contactable.
Oh my God.
I'm just in stone cold silence and I'm numb. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude.
I reckon you are on your way to living a really solitary life. I reckon once you've made enough money, you're going to give up comedy and you're going to move to a tiny little secluded space where no one can come. You're going to have 900 guns. You're going to have like barbed wire around the whole thing.
Yes.
No, you will have no internet. You'll be a conspiracy theorist. You'll think if you see any planes going over, you'll think
chemtrails.
They are
Chemtrails.
That's right, chemtrails, and you'll think that there's like Russian and Chinese spies after your
Well, who
after
else
something.
would they be? They're not going to be Turkish spies, are they?
They're coming for something of yours, and you have night vision goggles. You are.
I tried to buy night vision goggles the other night. Yes, you were in my mind.
What for? What for?
To see at night. Why else do you buy night vision goggles, you fucking idiot?
What do you need to see at night for? Go to bed.
Nah, I got stuff to do. I could be fucking around in my shed at night. Wouldn't know.
Night vision goggles.
I'm saving.
It's
I'm an
funny.
eco warrior. I'm saving power.
It's so funny when you're like, oh, need to save some money. I don't know where my money goes. I'm like, well, probably on shit like night vision goggles.
Absolutely. Why do you think Jeff Bezos is a billionaire? It's because of me buying lock-picking kits or a fucking dehumidifier so I can grow mushrooms, which I definitely didn't do. All these things. Fuck me dead.
Mushrooms. So after our chat with Dilrook, which, by the way, we had such incredible feedback on the Dilrook episode.
Oh, people loved
where
it.
He talked about... Yeah, so is that when you bought it to make mushrooms? Are you
No,
talking about just like edible, normal mushrooms?
No, that was a nice story. I bought it after hearing Andrew Hamilton's story where he ended up in jail, but all I heard was,
oh my God.
Wait, you made heaps of cash? Fuck yeah, I'm doing that.
So not the part where he went to jail?
Nah, none of that resonated. I was bored at that stage. I zoned out. I heard money, cash, cocaine king, fuck yeah. And then I did research on it and I bought a dehumidifier. And then I was like, dude, are you actually going to sell drugs? And I was like, no. So it was a 3-day process for me to talk myself off becoming a drug dealer. Like I had to really talk to myself about it. I was like, you don't want to sell drugs. Why are you even going down this path? And then I was like, well, maybe I'll eat the mushrooms. Then I looked into actual ones you could eat. And I was like, oh, that's... And then I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? 3 days later, I've lost 4 hours of my life or 9 hours of my life researching this.
What have you done with the humidifier?
I returned it. I returned it.
Oh, because you never used it.
No, it rocked up and I swear to, I try to make a little fucking sketch thing about, because I always order shit off Amazon and then I get delivery and I'm honestly surprised what's in there, because by the time I get excited about something, I order something online, it arrives 3 days later and I'm like, what the fuck is this? Dude, I can, I mean, I think I showed you, it's right here. There you go. I showed you in Adelaide. It's still here. It's a lock picking kit.
Oh my gosh. What are you picking locks for?
Well, I watched a film where they broke into a bank vault. And then I was like, oh man, imagine breaking into a bank vault. That'd be sick. And then I'm like, well, I need it. You can't just buy a bank vault kit. I was like, I'll buy a lock picking kit that will teach me how to fucking rob a bank. And then 3 days later, once again, I had to go, Brett, are you going to rob a bank? No. Then why the fuck are you doing this? I just get in these rabbit holes. Have you had to pick a lock
since? Like
no.
When you bought that, have you?
No. No, and also I have an angle grinder and no patience. So just zap it off, bang.
Yes, great.
And then I bought another thing that Jimmy's into so I can open anyone's door. Like if I slide this thing in, I can yank it and I can get into the house. And I was like, so you're going to break into someone's house now, are you? No. So I bought that and now that's just sitting there as well. But if you lock yourself out of your house, you know who to call, dude.
Yes, I do know who to call. It is you. It is you, Brady.
Well, I don't actually. Well, I haven't figured out how to use either of those two things. So I'll come over. Yeah. We'll have to watch a video together, and it'd probably take 3 hours for me to figure it out. Yeah.
Especially because I wouldn't have the patience to do that. I'll just smash a window. Well, you could smash a window with the kit.
Dude, I broke into my own house and then rang the real estate agent and said someone tried to break in, and they replaced the glass.
Oh, so that their insurance probably went up.
This was many moons ago. This was like 6 years ago.
Okay.
I lost the key to my
apartment. Did they call the police?
I called the police because I know the process. So I scaled up. I was in an apartment. I scaled up the side of the apartment building. I kicked the window in, crawled in, went to bed, woke up in the morning, called the cops and then called the real estate agent. And they're like, have you called the cops? I'm like, yeah.
God.
And they're like, oh, we better send someone over to fix it. I was like, fucking oath you, man. This is very dangerous living here.
Oh, my God, Brett.
That story did not happen, by the way.
So
I made that
bad.
up. It's
You
not
made
bad at
that
all.
That could never have happened. It's so bad.
That real estate agent fucking let 4 people move in, and like people broke in and started squatting in an apartment in South Yarra. That's how fucking, and people were, that's why I didn't give a shit about that apartment anymore, because like someone stole my bike and all my Amazon packages, and the real estate agent like, well, what do you want me to do? I got no proof. And I was like, oh, fuck, here we go. Guess who's paying for me to break into my own place?
Well, not the real estate agent, and probably be the owner.
Yeah, that's a good point as well.
The real estate agent didn't have to pay a cent.
They
probably just let-
well, you know when you start telling a
cares?
story and you realize you're the cunt?
Nah. No. What we would like to think is that apartment was owned by someone who had like 40 of them across Melbourne, and just like worse than the housing crisis. Yeah.
Oh no, one
fault,
person
not yours.
owned all 9 of them, so they can go fuck
Oh,
themselves.
then you're fine. Was it
Yeah.
Dave Hughes?
It was fucking hell. It's smaller than Hughes's one. Don't worry about that. Hughesy wouldn't be
He
able to.
owns a whole block of flats in Caulfield or whatever, and he was telling me that he has this great story where one of his friends was getting a divorce or left his wife or whatever, and he needed a place to stay. And he said, "Well, I've got a flat. So the tenants have just moved out, so you can have it if you want for a bit." And he was like, "Oh, that'd be great." And then Hughesy gave him a key. He went to the block of flats. The guy went to the block of flats and called Hughesy and went, "Mate, you didn't say it was furnished." And he said, "It isn't." And he goes, "Well, how come there's furniture everywhere?" And Hughesy goes, "Oh fuck, I've given you the wrong keys. Get out of that place." He's just inside.
Dude, this one comes with a new wife and kids. This is great. I'm back on track. God, I knew he had money, but I didn't think he could buy me a whole new family.
But imagine having that much stuff that you just forgot. Like you just like, oh, I don't know, this key maybe.
Oh, dude, the price, the difference between comics who made it in the 90s and comics who make it now is about $4.9 million. The rates haven't changed, but if you got given what we get given in the 90s, you're like, oh, fuck yeah, I'm the king.
My God, it makes, yeah. Look, I'm so lucky we are given heaps of opportunities.
Oh,
we
yeah. Don't worry, the Comedy Festival aren't listening. They won't hear this. You can slag them off. No.
But no, I'm not talking about them. No way.
I just meant comedy
like the telly stuff,
in general,
everything.
all the festivals. Yeah.
Yeah, yes, yeah. But everything, like people coming to our shows, it's the people who
That's the
don't get
best.
anyone coming to their shows. But yeah, when you see the houses that the 1990s comedians live in, you're like, yeah. How the fuck? Why wasn't I doing it when I was a teenager? Why don't I think about this too late?
Because most people don't know. Like say the headline rate, whatever, is $500, but it's been $500 in the 90s. So $500 in the 90s, you could live for 3 or fucking 4 months off it. He said he used to pay his rent for 6 months for headlining a show, and now you get the $500 now, and it barely covers groceries or the 1,000, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Like everything hasn't really changed, but everything else has.
I spoke to Hoops. Claire Hooper was telling me she kept the little invoice from her first ever paid spot, and this would have been in the 90s. And she was like, "How cute's this?" And it was just this handwritten thing that said, MC gets this amount. Support act gets this amount, headliner gets this amount. And she was like, "How cute is this?" And she was a support act. She was like, "I got $75. I was like, "That's a pretty good paid gig." That's all right. People like there's half the gigs in Melbourne are $50.
Yeah. I was like, 75. Hell yeah. Fuck, someone's doing well.
I was like, holy hell.
So when you said cute, did you mean like the writing or the number? Because the writing I can see is cute. The numbers, the numbers, I got paid.
No. The fact it was handwritten It was like this beautiful cursive writing. It looked like someone's nan wrote it. As support act, $75. She was like, how cute's this? I was like, oh, it's actually a really well-paid gig. Can I get on that?
Dude, have they got...
still taking
Yeah, they got... Have you got is there a number on the back that I could, like, fucking have a look at? Now, Bronny, I don't know how much you can get into this, but I'm really excited to know a little bit about. But you can say no, you can poo-poo it. But you're on a new and exciting TV show at the moment.
Yes.
And I don't want details. I know that's stressful and blah, blah, blah and information. Yeah. All I want to know is, like, did you have a good time? Was it, like, fun? Like, you know what I mean? What can you give me? I'm so excited to see you on, like, 12 episodes and Australia really get to know your personality. So this is going to be huge, I think.
Look, so it's 6 episodes, and part of it is I had to answer a lot of questions, and they don't give you any tips. It's not like you'd think that they'd be like, by the way, tomorrow you're going to be answering questions about Hamlet, or you're going to be answering, and so you have the night to kind of refresh it. And my brain does not hold on to information. No. I feel like the older I get, the dumber I get. I was a really good English teacher because there's no one answer. You just have to talk your way around it. You're like, oh, the theme is this because of blah, blah, blah. And then you justify it. And it's like, okay, now it is a correct answer.
Got you on record. Fine. English teachers are liars. I knew it all along.
Absolutely. They're like, yes, exactly what and then they lean on the nerds. It's fine. But because a lot of people think that teachers, they go, wow, she's a teacher, she must be really smart. It's like, no. When I was in school myself, I never went. And if I did, I counted down the seconds till the class was over. I hated it so much. I didn't listen to anything. I did not know how I passed. And then I went to uni and did the exact same thing. Just like I would always make the PE teachers ask the lecturer at the start. I'd say, can you ask them what is the attendance percentage we have to meet for us to pass? And then the dumb cunt would say, hey, sorry, what's the attendance percentage? And the lecturer would be like, oh, okay, it's 80%, all right. And then, but they would obviously clock that person was trying to get out of it. So the lecturer would always make sure that person was in the class. Whereas I'd go, great. So how many classes do I have to be here? And then
we just saw into the window of Bron Lewis is a psycho. I'm throwing a friend under the bus and I've gained all the information I needed to know.
Never said friend. I said PE teacher. So,
okay, great.
Just like the idiot. Anyway, I went through all of uni counting down every single second, couldn't wait to get there. And then when you're a teacher, it's like you're a little, like you do have prepare a bit. You do know what you're talking about because you've read the text and all of that kind of stuff. So it's fine. But when people are like, oh, your teacher must be really smart. I'm like, nah, I don't know. If someone asked me on their trivia team, they would regret it instantly. I don't know anything. Whereas Lucas knows so much. Nothing.
I get one Simpsons thing and that's it.
And it's actually quite. And so I was like, oh gosh, I hope I know some things, and I did know some things, but there was days on set where I was like, I think they think I am intellectually disabled, because
they're like, sorry, was Bron a teacher teaching our kids? What the fuck? We're gonna have a whole generation of numpties.
Oh, mate. And so, but I taught with people. I remember teaching. So the people I worked with were the dumbest people I've ever met in my life. Teachers aren't necessarily smart. Some of them are. Some of them are so smart.
You might be like a little bit like me as well. Like I don't think I'm dumb, but I have a bad memory. A lot of that shit's just like, oh, who was the artist that, like, if you're good at quizzes, doesn't mean you're fucking smart. It means you remember shit. I can figure things out, which means I'm smart. But just remembering an author of a fucking lame book that no cunt has ever read doesn't make you fucking smart, dude.
Yeah. But it did make me, and this is like I'm being quite earnest now, it did make me go, fuck it. Some nights I'd get home and I go, this is actually pretty humiliating. I called Lucas. I was like, this is going to be really hard to watch. Like I'm going to get so many DMs from people being like, how did you not know the answer to that? Or weren't you an English teacher? How did you not know? And I was like, So, but I had a partner in the game.
Yeah.
In the show. So if I got it wrong and he got it wrong, it meant that we obviously didn't get the point. But so it wasn't just all on me. But I had to confront that. Like it's really confronting to be like, oh God, shit. What are my strengths here? Like what can I do? So I left there a little bit like a little bit shook. But
if
then
people start opening the door for you, they're like, she needs help.
Yeah, if they let me park wherever I want.
Yeah. Bron, on the plus side, you've got pole position at the shopping centre from now on. Now that's smart.
But I watched, but afterwards, and you know how sometimes the universe just delivers you something that you need at the time?
Yeah.
So I got home from Sydney and we'll watch, the girls really love Modern Family. And so we're watching an episode of that. And one of the characters is really embarrassed because he hits on this guy, and the guy rejects him, and so he assumes he's not gay. So he's like really embarrassed that he hit on him, and he's talking to his dad. He's like, "Oh, I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe that. I have to avoid him forever." And he said, "No." And the dad says, "Lean into your embarrassment. Like lean in. Like take ownership of it, and be like, no, you can't laugh at me, or you can't whatever, because I'm claiming this as my own."
Yeah.
So that's what I have to do. I have to be like, cool, I might have got every answer wrong, but and every time I'd come out of, like after like this like quiz section, walk out, all the producers like, Bron, that was so funny. It's like,
that's great.
That was, that, and I'm like, yeah, but I got it wrong. And everyone else was like screaming because they knew the answer. I was like, I don't know the fucking answer. They're like, it's a comedy. This isn't like, people aren't tuning in to learn something.
People forget, dude. You've done the correct job. Every time you do a panel show and people they treat it like a competition, it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? My job is here to be funny. I just so happen don't know fuck all as well, so it works out pretty well for me, dude. What is it? I was on Spicks and Specs, and they said, "Who's your favorite band?" I was like, Pantera, and they had a Pantera question, which was like, "What does Pantera mean?" Which means panther in Norwegian or some shit. Didn't get that. But guessed that song like "Don't Go Chase." I was like TLC, and I was like,
yes.
And then I'm like, oh my god, you guys are gonna have to delete it because my mates back home are gonna bash me, and you're like, dude, but that's funny. Just own it. And it's like if you get it wrong, people want to see it's funny because you're a teacher and you're like meant to know shit, and then you don't know shit, and that fucking rules. It makes you human,
Yeah, let's hope so, because I'm like, I'm just imagining my DMs are just filled with people making fun. All the clips that they put out, and people got like the comments underneath be like, what, does she know anything? So I'm preparing myself for that. But I one time went on to, one of the first times I went on, have you been paying attention? I remember Ed saying, he'd said to I overheard him saying to one of the other guests or panelists, please, you can get some right. Have as many jokes as you like. But if you guys don't answer the question, it means that I have to answer the question to keep the show going. And at the end of the day, I have 200 points and none of my jokes make it. So if you guys could try and, which is such a fair thing to say. It's like, oh yeah, okay, again, that makes perfect sense. We've got to get some of the answers right as well. Otherwise he just looks like the least funny person ever.
Yeah.
So I said to him, hey, I'm gonna do a bunch of right answers this time. And he goes, okay, cool. I don't know if he did it on purpose. He probably didn't. He's such a nice guy. He then answered very few right. And they edit it down. It's like 2.5 or 3 hours worth of footage, but they edit it down to only 45 minutes. So that a lot of if you get the right answer, because they need the right answer to get to the next question. They can't be like, cool, there's a whole bunch of jokes and we just didn't get to the right answer. So I was having jokes and then other people jokes, and then I would eventually give the right answer. But because I have to cut it all the way down, my joke would get taken off and my right answer went in. So at the end of that episode, it was my third time ever on the show. By the end of that episode, I absolutely slaughtered them. I got 170 points. Everyone else was on 10. And all of my, bugger. There There we
Hello.
go.
Are you still recording?
Yeah, I didn't touch anything.
Great. No. Oh, cool.
Yeah, everything's fine.
Go back. Dude, that.
Okay.
So
Ed. So at the end of that, so after I got all of these things right, and then I didn't know what the edit was going to go. I didn't think I had a particularly bad episode, but once they'd finished with the editing, it just looked like the only thing I did was give right answers. The people came for me online. People, people were like, does she know it's a comedy? And this woman is not funny at all. And wow, we get it. You know the answers. I was like, oh my God. But it was a brutal lesson to learn. But from then on, I'm like, I'll never do that again. But because we were filming, it was over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And everyone was really competitive. Like everyone was super funny. There's no two ways about it. Everyone was really, really funny, but they also knew the answers. Not all of them, but some of them. And so all I had was to be funny. And sometimes that just did not feel like enough because we were really trying and really failing. And I hope they're kind to me in the edit, but I also wouldn't blame them if they were like, let's lean into how little Bron knows and like zoom in when she's thinking.
Oh no!
Watch her go bright red when everyone's got it right and she hasn't. It'll be fine. Like I think, but as someone had one of the producers said to me, she was like, just remember that you're not here to represent smart people. Like you're representing the normal person who doesn't know something.
Sorry, you're clearly here not representing anyone smart. What the fuck, dude? You like shut the fuck up. Is she gaslighting me or something?
Hear it. No, I loved it. I loved everything she said. She was like, you're not, like you're not. You are someone who represents a bunch of people,
right? And
that doesn't necessarily. You're not here like being like I'm the nerds represent. Like some of the other everyone on there represented something.
Yeah.
And I wasn't the only dum-dum, but she was like, there's going to be people who are watching this that go, I have no idea what that is either. So when they see that you don't know what it is,
yeah,
it's like I never watch like any of those quiz shows, like the ones with the actual nerds. Like, because I'm like, I have no idea what any of these questions are, and I don't find it fun. I don't find it interesting watching smart people get things right anyway, so I never watch it. But I probably would watch. I would watch something like this where it's just normal people trying to figure out year 8 questions.
Yeah, but that's the other thing is like normal people don't know shit. You know what I mean? Like we know what we know. You know what I mean? Like we know like if you're you know your trade or you whatever. But like to have like a big spool of general knowledge, like, and it's only useful for quizzes. No one comes up to you in the middle of the street, someone's dying, and like, who wrote the 1992 classic Harry Potter? And you're like, oh my God, J.K. Rowling. Like, oh, this guy lives, it's fine. You know what I mean?
Yes.
No one gives a fuck. Yeah.
It's true. And Lucas is like, there's heaps in the talk, like he had to give me this pep talk. He's like, there's heaps of things that you can do that other people can't. I was like, yeah, I guess so. Like
did you have a full cry about it as well? You're like, oh, I'm not worthy.
No, I did. Yeah, after 2 weeks of it, and also I'm really bad at sleeping in hotels. So for some reason I was like not getting to sleep till 4 a.m, and then my alarm would go off at 5.
Yeah, overworked, underslept, you're fucked. Yeah.
I would turn up. That poor makeup lady. She was like, she had her work cut out for her because I would get in this seat and she's like, how are you sleeping? I was like, I'm not. She was like, yeah. And then looking at her makeup being like, fuck, I don't have enough. Can
we get the runners to go down to Mitre 10 and grab me some plaster? Thank you. For drywall?
So that is actually what it was. I was a little bit vulnerable by the end of it. And also because I hadn't done a show that big before. I hadn't done a show. It's all this stuff. Everyone else on it had.
Man, when I did Taskmaster, I was having a full panic attack. And you know what I mean? And you're like, all day, it's 12-hour days and you've got an anxiety. And then when you get home, it's so hard to wind down. And then you got to get up at 5 and you don't want to be late. Man, I had 2 nights where I didn't sleep at all.
Yeah, it's awful.
It's awful.
I had to end up having a sleeping tablet. And so I was in the same hotel block as like the other comedians. And in the morning. I had a sleeping tablet, and it was the first time I'd slept in a week, and I fell into the deeper sleep, and then I awoke in the morning to the fire alarm. It's at 4 a.m. Or to the fire alarm going ooh, 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 and it was going evacuate now. And I was like, that's so I was like, no, that's so annoying. So I just lay there for about a minute, and it was like, evacuate now. And I was like, fine. So I stood up and I started putting my clothes on, and then it stopped. And I was like, oh, great. And I got back into bed and went back to sleep. And then I woke up to one of the runners calling me, being like, hey, you're supposed to be out at the front 15 minutes ago. You all right? I was like, fuck, I'm so sorry. And I got in the car and I found out later on that that alarm had been going off for like half an hour, but I just hadn't heard it. And I woke
you
up
slept through it?
Yeah, I woke up for the last minute.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. So I had the other comedians are like, Bron, we didn't see you. You all right? And I was like, I went up for it. Did you guys go downstairs? They were like, yeah, we were all out the front, like a whole block. It was like hundreds of people out the front. And I just didn't hear it.
And here you are, just asleep smoking.
Yeah.
You've caused it as well.
At that point, I was like, I'd rather die than go down there. I burn me alive. I'm so underslept. Please give me this one. I just need one more hour. Please.
That is fucking just like, nah, man, I need this rest. And then you went back to sleep and slept through another alarm.
Yeah, I slept through 2 more alarms. Two were phone alarms, and then I woke up weirdly to my phone vibrating with the runner calling me, going, "Hey, Bron, I'm just out the front. Is everything okay? Like, you're supposed to be down here 15 minutes ago." I was like, "Holy hell!" So I was very underslept, and so that day I was like, "Okay, we're gonna be all right." And I was thinking, just please know something this day, and then we'd do a test, and then we did not know anything that day. And then I'd go home, and then I'd go to have another sleeping tablet. Look, I think when it comes out in the wash, it'll be like a really fun show. But it's weird when you're out of your comfort zone. I love, because all I know now is stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
That's all I know.
Yeah.
That's all I know, and I know exactly what I know my voice now. So I'll go on stage. I'm like, I have complete control here.
Yeah.
And if I don't like this, I can see if the audience isn't digging this. I pivot. I'll go to something else, and it's fine. And also the people who come to my shows now are just people who understand my comedy. No one's taking a punt anymore. You know what I mean? At the start, people are like, "Oh, I'll support this."
I'll give her a go.
Now it's been enough years for people to go, "Oh, I've seen one clip of hers. I kind of know what she's about." You know, so I feel really lucky that I'm in this spot where stand-up feels really easy, and it feels really safe and fine. Like there doesn't feel like any risks in it. And it doesn't feel like there's going to be any surprises, even though it's a different audience every night. It doesn't feel like a terrifying place at all. But when you do something out of your comfort zone, in any workplace, like you have to change, or maybe you've been asked to be the supervisor for the shift, or maybe you've been asked to work with someone completely different, or maybe you've got a different boss and you're trying to navigate them. It's full on, and you do have moments where you're like, I don't like this. I don't like this anymore. I just wish I was back to normal. Can we go back to the other bit?
I don't want to be here. I have to do things that I don't want to do. I'm a fucking adult now.
Oh my God. But guess what, Brett? You turn 39 tomorrow.
39.
How are you feeling?
39, and you can hear it all about it in the Patreon extended edition. I was trying to think of a perfect time to cue in with that one. Guys,
perfect.
just remember, me and Bron Lewis are on tour at the moment. Come see us in all your capital cities. Jump on our websites. Also, keep in mind to live Work Hates Melbourne International Comedy Festival. Get your tickets. We sold out 4 of them last year. We're only doing 2, so fucking snap them up. They're so much fun. If you're not on the Patreon, please do so. And please go see Bron. She's started a festival run before us. If you can get fucking tickets to a show, because she's killing it. Thank you very much. And for everyone else...